Everyone is born with the inclination to give. Generosity is in our DNA. But the key to a life of generosity lies in our motivation. And what might motivate you to give generously may be different than what motivates me. The 6 distinct generosity profiles can help us better understand our motivation to give. Cause movers are motivated by making a difference. They are the first to step up and be generous when a tangible need arises. Relational and responsive, cause movers like seeing how their giving makes an immediate and observable difference. Jesus tells a story about a cause mover in Luke chapter 10. We often refer to him as the Good Samaritan. Cause movers, you reflect the image of our generous God when you cheerfully give out of your motivation of making a difference. Budget keepers are motivated by being wise. With a high sense of responsibility, budget keepers manage money wisely and actually enjoy budgeting and planning. They approach giving carefully, asking, "What can I afford to give?" Budget keepers are generally comfortable talking about money. The woman described in Proverbs 31 is a great example of a budget keeper. Budget keepers, you reflect the image of our generous God when you cheerfully give out of your motivation of being wise. Faith stretchers are motivated by spiritual growth and see generosity as part of their faith journey. Faith stretchers stretch to give because they believe God will reward their faithfulness. But they don't necessarily expect that reward to be monetary. The poor widow who Jesus observed giving her last 2 coins is an example of a faith stretcher. Faith stretchers, you reflect the image of our generous God when you cheerfully give out of your motivation to grow spiritually. Disciplined doers are motivated by joyful obedience. The commands in Scripture are life-giving to them. Disciplined doers give because God commands it in His Word. The more consistently disciplined doers follow biblical principles, the more aligned they feel with God's ideals for their life. After Zacchaeus' life-changing encounter with Jesus, his joyful obedience was unleashed, making him a great example of a disciplined doer. Disciplined doers, you reflect the image of our generous God when you cheerfully give out of your motivation of joyful obedience. Community growers are motivated by being part of a community. They believe the mission requires everyone to pull together and do their part in a variety of ways. To a community grower, giving of one's time and talents is just as important as giving financially. They do give financially because they know it's important, but they can get frustrated when financial generosity is the focus. The community that Moses rallied to build the tabernacle was filled with community growers, so much so that Moses had to tell the people to stop giving. Community growers, you reflect the image of our generous God when you cheerfully give out of your motivation of being part of a community. Legacy builders are motivated by leaving a legacy. They want their lives to count for something both now and after they're gone. When an organization or cause captures their heart, legacy builders will make a significant investment both in the present and in long-term planning, with the goal of leaving a mark on the world that is bigger than themselves. In the Old Testament, Boaz risked his reputation to rescue Ruth, becoming a legacy builder by restoring a family line that ultimately led to the birth of Jesus. Legacy builders, you reflect the image of our generous God when you cheerfully give out of your motivation to leave a legacy. Understanding our distinct motivation can help us grow in generosity so that ultimately, together, we can help more and more people find their way back to our generous God.